Hello guys, today we're doing the circulatory system, which is how blood circulates through your body. Primary organ in this system is your heart, but there's some other things as well. So I'm going to start with the parts again. First we have the heart. The heart is actually a muscle. It's one of those ones that is involuntarily controlled, and it's a muscle that pumps blood. Okay. Then you have your veins, and the veins take the dirty blood to the heart. Now your blood isn't dirty like it rolled in the mud. It's dirty because it no longer has oxygen and it's carrying anything in your body that your body needs to get rid of. And takes the dirty blood to the heart. In your veins, the blood is exchanged. Once it gets to the heart, it goes through the lungs. And your lungs are a little part of your circulatory system, although they're not one of the main parts. And that's where the blood is reoxygenated and gets cleaned. And then you have your arteries. And they take the clean blood, which is the oxygenated blood. So we're going to say oxygenated. That's with a Y. Oxygenated. And they take the oxygenated blood and they take it away from the heart. And then of course you have your blood. There are lots of different parts of your blood. You've got red, white cells, white blood cells, plasma, different things, but you have your blood. And there's these little things called capillaries. And a capillary are teeny tiny veins, and those are the ones that pick up the oxygen. So, tiny veins that pick up oxygen. Remember, O2 is our chemical symbol for oxygen. I'm going to go ahead and underline these so they stand out. Heart, veins, arteries, blood, and capillaries. And then I want to make a note about how the blood travels. So, blood travels. So you will notice today on our Google Classroom, there's actually a question that's associated with today's, and then there's a multiple choice, and this is going to be your answer to your question, although you probably already know the answer. How many chambers or parts of the heart are there? And there are 4, and we're going to talk about how the blood travels through them. So, the blood comes from your body, your toes, your brain, everywhere it's been, and it enters the right atrium, and then it travels to the right ventricle, and we'll draw a diagram of these in a minute. After the right ventricle, it goes to the lungs, then it comes back, it enters the left atrium, then it goes to the left ventricle, and then finally it exits back out to your body, and the whole cycle repeats again. Okay, so how does the blood travel? From the body into the right atrium, the right ventricle, to the lungs. This blood is dirty, coming out is now clean, right atrium, left atrium, left ventricle, back to the body, and it repeats. 2 little fun facts I'm going to put on here. We have our spleen. That's another little organ, and the spleen's job is to store extra blood. So say you were to get injured really badly, and you're bleeding, you're losing a lot of blood. Your spleen stores extra blood, and it can very quickly release it in case of an emergency and give your body extra blood. And then another fun fact, just because I'm kind of curious, let's move this up a little bit. Your heart is about the size of your fist. So if you take your fist like this, and don't grip it super, super tight, but just kind of relax it together, this is about the size of your heart. So it's going to be from wrist up. So this size. Okay. So heart is the size of a fist. Which again, is just a little fun fact. For our diagram, I'm just going to draw a diagram of the heart. Now, your heart is not shaped like Valentine's Day hearts like this, although that's cute. but it's sort of in that shape. So it kind of actually ends up looking kind of more like an apple, because it does kind of come down like this. And then we have our first chamber. There's the second chamber, the third, the fourth, and then of course, you know, we have blood coming in, and then it goes to lungs, and then it comes out as well. So I'm going to color code these, and we're going to label them first. So starting up here, this is the first chamber of the heart. This is the right atrium, right because it's on the right side in your body. And then we go to the right ventricle. If you're trying to remember this, there's some little tricks that have helped me over time. Atrium are on the top, and A is closer to the top of the alphabet, and ventricles are on the bottom, V is closer to the end of the alphabet. This is number 2. Number 3 would be the left atrium. And then number 4 is the left ventricle. Now, here's where we're going to color code. We usually think of our blood, like in your skin, you're like, oh, it's kind of blue. It's not blue, but your blood is red, even inside of you. You might have heard, like, it only turns red when it touches air. That's not true. Your blood is red. But blood that is bright red has oxygen in it. It's oxygenated. You have something in your body called hemoglobin, and it's red. And so we think of our dirty blood as being blue. So this would be coming from veins. So I'm going to put the word vein up here, and in blue, I'm going to show the blood comes in, and it kind of keeps traveling through, and then it goes out, and when it comes out, it's coming to the lungs, and then it gets oxygenated, and it travels back in, and down, and then eventually it would leave back to your body. If you look in your book here, it shows you where your main veins and arteries are. So the bigger it is, the more major it is. You have veins and arteries on both sides. It's not like one arm has veins only and one has arteries only. That's not true. It's both. There's a really cool picture here that shows how the blood gets its oxygen. And then if you were to read this, it talks about how the blood flows into the atrium and how it gets moved around. And then there's some detailed pictures of what it looks like inside of your heart as well. Okay. Oh, let's see. I wanted to check for tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to do the respiratory system. We'll be primarily focusing on our lungs for that. I'm going to be going to another page tomorrow because I used it a lot today. Again, if you need to start a new page every day, that's fine. If you have room, you can just kind of keep going at the bottom of your page. Please make sure at the end of this lesson you go ahead and answer the question. That's going to show me how many of you are actually doing this every day. It looks like a lot, but I just want to check in and make sure. Also, if you haven't seen yet, today is Earth Day, and I did post a little art project, so if you would like to go ahead and do that, you may with your free time. I hope you guys are having a good week, and if you have any questions, let me know.